Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Burwal welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Bangladesh advancing toward green economy and self-reliant energy system, says Prime Minister Tareq Rahman. Charge sheet filed against accused in Shishu Ramza rape murder case. Trial to be completed in speedy trial tribunal, says Home Minister. Information and Broadcasting Minister urges public relations officers to strengthen digital capabilities for accurate information. Sacrificial animals markets gaining momentum in port city of Chattogram. Agreement to stop war with Iran largely negotiated. Strait of Hormuz will be reopened, hopes US President Donald Trump. And Barcelona suffer a 3-1 defeat to Valencia in the final round of the season. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Prime Minister Tareq Rahman has said that Bangladesh is steadily moving toward clean energy, a green economy and a self-reliant energy system. He said this while addressing the inaugural ceremony of the Renewable Solar Power on-Grid Rooftop initiative at the Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan today. At the request of the Prime Minister, Jatiyo সংসদ Speaker Major Retired Hafizuddin Ahmed Btv-Chattogram formally inaugurated the Renewable Solar Power on-Grid Rooftop initiative. At the event, Prime Minister Tareq Rahman said, if every institution and every citizen participate in the clean energy journey, Bangladesh can soon become a model state of green and sustainable development. The Prime Minister called on everyone to work for a clean, safe and sustainable Bangladesh.
বাংলাদেশ পরিচ্ছন্ন জ্বালানি, সবুজ অর্থনীতি এবং আত্মনির্ভরশীল শক্তি ব্যবস্থার পথে ধীরে ধীরে দৃঢ়ভাবে এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে। আমাদের অসংখ্য ছাদ, শিল্প এলাকা, খোলা জমি এবং উপকূলীয় অঞ্চল নবায়নযোগ্য জ্বালানির বিশাল সম্ভাবনার ধারণ করে আছে। সৌরশক্তি এখন কেবল পরিবেশ বান্ধব নয়, অর্থনৈতিকভাবে অত্যন্ত কার্যকর একটি সমাধান। আজকের এই প্রকল্প সেই বৃহত্তর যাত্রারই অংশ। প্রতিটি ছাদ, প্রতিটি প্রতিষ্ঠান এবং প্রতিটি নাগরিক যদি পরিচ্ছন্ন জ্বালানির এই অভিযাত্রায় অংশ নেয়, তবে বাংলাদেশ ইনশাআল্লাহ খুব দ্রুতই একটি সবুজ এবং টেকসই উন্নয়নের মডেল রাষ্ট্রে পরিণত হতে পারে। আসুন আমরা সকলে মিলে একটি পরিচ্ছন্ন, নিরাপদ এবং টেকসই বাংলাদেশের জন্য কাজ করি।
Jatiyo সংসদ Speaker Major Retired Hafizuddin Ahmed Btv-Chattogram chaired the function, while Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Minister Iqbal Hassan Mahmood Tuku, Chief Whip Mohammad Nurul Islam Moni, State Mineral Minister for Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Onindo Islam Omid, and Secretary of the Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Ministry Mirana Maruk spoke the function. Cabinet members, Jatiyo সংসদ whips, lawmakers and Parliament Secretariat officials were also present on the occasion. Chief Whip of the Jatiyo সংসদ Mohammad Nurul Islam Moni said that solar panels have been installed in the Parliament buildings to save electricity. The government will give more importance to renewable energy in the coming days. He said this in a briefing after the inauguration ceremony of the Renewable Solar Energy on-Grid Rooftop at the National Parliament building today. The Chief Whip stated that the BNP-led government is committed to making the nation self-reliant in electricity, which will ultimately provide greater economic freedom to the people. A special tribunal set June 1 for holding a hearing on charge framing in a case lodged of the rape and murder of 8-year-old Ramisa Akhtar in the capital's Pahlavi area. Judge Masroor Salekin of Dhaka Metropolitan Children Violence Suppression Tribunal passed the order today after accepting the charge sheet filed in the case. Police earlier in the day submitted the charge sheet against the alleged rapist and killer Sohail Rana and his wife Shopna Akhtar. Meanwhile, Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed has expressed hope that the trial of the rape and murder of 7-year-old Ramisa will be completed within the next 5 to 7 days. He made the remarks while speaking at a dialogue organized by the Bangladesh Secretariat Reporters Forum at the Secretariat Media Center, stating that a special public prosecutor has been appointed to complete the trial process quickly and fairly. The Home Minister said that this appointment has been made to make the trial process of the case more effective. Information and Broadcasting Minister Jahiruddin Shapun called upon public relations officers to strengthen their digital capabilities and rely on accurate, data-driven information. The Information Minister made the call while speaking as the chief guest at a training program for public relations officers of various ministries at the conference room of the Press Information Department in the capital today. State Minister for Information and Broadcasting Yasir Khan Chaudhry and senior officials of the ministry were present at that time, stating that a country can never move forward on the path of sustainable development without proper information-based planning. The minister said that the government has more than 300 information cadre officers whose main responsibility is to convey accurate information about the government's public-related work to the people, emphasizing that it was not possible to conduct an accurate census despite spending thousands of crores of taka due to inefficiency and incompetence during the previous government's tenure. He said that everyone should be careful to increase their digital capabilities to develop into efficient information cadre officers over time. Sacrificial animal markets across the port city of Chattogram are experiencing an early surge in livestock arrivals, setting a festive and busy time ahead of Eid al-Adha. Shagorika Bazar, recognized as the largest permanent cattle market in the region, has commenced operations as trucks and trailers loaded with livestock pour into the hub from all corners of the country. Market organizers and local traders have expressed strong optimism for the season, projecting that at least 40,000 sacrificial animals will be sold at Shagorika Bazar alone during this festive rush. Local cattle from Greater Chattogram, Cox's Bazar and nearby hill districts are being heavily supplemented by livestock transported from northern and western agrarian belts. Wholesalers note that while minor transactions have begun, the peak purchasing window is expected to accelerate significantly in the final days leading up to Eid. The Chattogram Metropolitan Police and Rapid Action Battalion have deployed specialized personnel to monitor entry points and internal zones. For the thousands of seasonal traders traveling from distant districts, the massive physical hub of Shagorika Bazar remains their primary home for a fair and profitable return of the year-long investment. Chattogram City Corporation Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain distributed Eid gifts provided by Prime Minister Tariq Rahman among the conservancy workers of the City Corporation. The distribution program was held at a convention center in the city this afternoon. A total of 3,270 sanitation workers received Eid gifts worth Taka 5,000 each. Speaking on the occasion, the mayor highlighted the vital role of sanitation workers in keeping the city clean and livable. The workers continue their duties round the clock, regardless of weather conditions, to ensure a healthy environment for residents, he added. Senior officials of the City Corporation were present on the occasion. Now, international news. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says significant progress has been made on Iran talks, but there is still work to do. Speaking at a news conference in New Delhi during an official visit to India, he said it's possible the world will get some good news over the next few hours, at least in regards to the strait. Marco Rubio reiterated the U.S. position that Iran can never possess a nuclear weapon. It comes after U.S. President Donald Trump said on Saturday an agreement with Iran has been largely negotiated, including reopening the key shipping lane, the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer welcomed the progress towards an agreement between the US and Iran, adding that it is vital that Iran must never be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon. On the other hand, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghai has said that US and Iranian positions had been converging in the last week, but warned that did not mean agreements would be reached on key issues and accused the Americans of contradictory statements. Iran's semi-official news agency Tasnim also said Iran has made no commitments in the draft resolution to hand over any of its nuclear material, despite what it claims are Western media reports to the contrary. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard IRGC-related news agency reported that the negotiations on the nuclear issue have been postponed until after the possible end of the war. It said the current draft is limited solely to the issue of ending the war and does not include any details relating to Iran's nuclear program. Tasnim also reported that the Strait of Hormuz will not return to its pre-war status under an agreement. At least 24 people were killed in a blast targeting a train carrying military personnel in Pakistan's turbulent southwestern province of Balochistan. Army servicemen were among the victims in the attack in the provincial capital Quetta, which left more than 50 people injured. Railway officials informed that 3 coaches and the engine were derailed while 2 were overturned. The shuttle service had primarily been transporting service personnel and their families who had been returning home for Eid. The train was passing a signal at Chaman Patak in Quetta when an explosive-laden car hit one of the carriages that resulted in a big blast, the official said. The Balochistan Liberation Army, a separatist group, has claimed responsibility for the attack, saying it was a suicide bombing. Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has condemned the attack in a post on X, saying such cowardly acts of terrorism cannot weaken the resolve of the people of Pakistan.